Are you the host, Laura?
Good morning, everyone. Dan Bates, President and CEO, Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce. And this morning we're going to be hearing uh, the organization Trot, but she has so much more to share with us because she's going to be talking about how to prepare, stay focused, and keep moving forward no matter what the challenge. And Katie has certainly had her fair share of personal challenges lately. So this is really an appropriate topic for her to be discussing. So we are on Zoom. And if you have questions of Katie during her presentation, I'm sure she won't mind if you interrupt her and ask those questions. If you're on Facebook Live, which tends to be our larger percentage of the audience, type your questions in and we'll get them answered for you. So this will also be stored on our YouTube channel after this session completes today. So you know who I am, you know who our speaker is going to be, and now we're going to find out who all of you are. Who's doing that, Tiffany?
Okay. Yep. Cindy, we'll start with you. If you could tell us your name and the company you're with.
Hi, I'm Cindy Keidel with Keidel Business Coaching.
Megan.
Hey, I'm Megan. I am the communications manager at the Hamilton Community Foundation.
Thanks for being with us today. Laura.
Good morning, everyone. Laura Merrill with the Greater Hamilton Chamber.
Jason.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jason Michael Miller, Director of Membership and Engagement for the Greater Hamilton Chamber.
And I am Tiffany Grubb, Director of Marketing at the Greater Hamilton Chamber. And I think that is everyone. So Katie, you can go ahead and start.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for having me today. You might hear some chainsaws in the background. I'm at home right now, and so we had a tree fall in our house about early April. So it's been an exciting. Oh, am I muted? Sorry.
You're fine.
Okay. Exciting 2025 so far. Today I'm going to be sharing about how to get to a starting line. I recently July 4th, I was discharged successfully, but left me with some physical challenges. So it's been fun to prepare this in the midst of overcoming my own obstacles of imagining the starting line of a race. Currently, I walk with a walker, so I'm not running. But when Jason and I spoke about a topic, it seemed appropriate to talk about running and the value of running and exercise and even and participating in a race. So we've got I don't know, Jason, do you have the slides?
I do.
Okay.
Laura, can you enable screen sharing on my end, please? Yeah. Give me just one moment, Katie. So Laura's going to
Thanks.
give me that access. There we go. Thank you, Laura. All right. Screen share.
Thank you. I was going to check in and see who has their coffee. I know this is called Coffee and Conversations.
I've got mine.
Okay, great. I just got mine. My amazing husband is helping me out a ton. He just brought me my favorite right now is the double shot espresso cans with over ice from us from Starbucks. What kind of coffee do you have, Jason?
So I just have a regular iced coffee with like a cinnamon creamer. I'm excited
Nice.
for that.
Anybody else have their coffee?
I do. I have home brewed breakfast brew from Starbucks.
Nice.
I have the Kroger special with just half and half. Nice and boring, but delicious.
No sweetener at all? Just
Well,
straight.
okay, that's a lie. I do put brown sugar in it.
Okay. It's nice to have a little sweet in there. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's crazy to think we're here just less than 10 days away from August when the craziness of the fall begins.
Yeah.
So we've got I was just curious also before I get started if anybody has participated walking or running in a race, a 5K or any distance. Jason?
It's been a
Okay.
while.
I'm on my phone, so I only see Jason right now. Maybe I have it.
So
Okay, now I see
Cindy,
everybody else. Okay. Can people raise their hand one more time? Okay, great. Um, so Megan, what did you participate? What event?
I ran the Flying Pig Marathon
Awesome.
a couple years ago, well, not this year, but last year, and then I did the 10K this year. So I like the longer distances and 5Ks, but I really like the long distances. They're fun.
That's cool. Yeah, the flying pig is a good one. I feel like just about everybody's hand went up. Tiffany, did you?
Yeah, I'm not a runner, but I did when Butler County Visitors Bureau had the night glow, I
Mhm.
did the 10K 2 years in a row.
Very cool. And then Cindy, did you?
Yeah, I did 2 5Ks for the American Heart Association. I was on the board and I trained to run at that time and ran 2 different years in a row.
Excellent. And then I can't remember. Was there anybody else who said? Okay, sorry. Tiffany?
Sorry, I don't even know why I didn't mention I've done the turkey trot like 4 times.
Oh, hey. Yay.
It's a great race.
Thanks. Well, then a lot of you are familiar with a lot of the things I'll talk about today. Um, but I think that something that's just kind of evolving in the city of Hamilton is an interest in getting out and exercising and even participating in um, a run. And that's super exciting to see because on a daily basis, you can kind of go to some cities and realize this is a running town or not. If you're just out there running and typically when I moved to Hamilton about 13 years ago and I could name anybody out there that was also running because there were not that many. But it has been cool, even just not to plug my event, but like just my own personal information, like that we started with 30 people and then are expecting 3,000 people just 11 years later, I think is one data point that demonstrates that Hamilton is coming around. And I see more and more people out running that I don't recognize, which is a good thing. So we'll start with I put a little picture of our starting line. If Jason's got the slides there. My I don't do Zoom very often, so I'm just on my phone doing this Zoom call, and so Jason's going to help me navigate the slides. Thanks,
absolutely.
Jason.
I've got the picture up of the starting line.
Okay, great. Thank you. You can click to the next one.
And this is the slide that says why run, health
Yeah,
benefits of running and walking.
great. Thanks. So, just over the years, even since 2020, thinking about the benefits, the health benefits of running, I think physical immediately comes to mind, and mental maybe quickly to follow. Those are um, generally what people think of when you think of the health benefits of running. But then there's also social and emotional benefits from running. And it's been fun to just kind of dig into some research and see um, about those aspects of running. And I've been learning a lot just from looking into this. So you can click to the next slide, which is just a fun meme that runners are a little bit interesting group of people. Um, So um, this meme is just one that my friend Doreen, she runs the Hamilton Run Club. She sent to me. She likes to put memes up, and it's kind of a joke among runners. Like, I mean, if there's a free shirt and a medal, then kind of gets people going and signing up for races. But you can click to the next slide.
Katie, I was gonna say too, with the medals that people get when they run, I'm always seeing people post that online. So that's definitely like an incentive, I think, for a lot of people to run is for that medal.
Yeah, sure. That's definitely a good social media post. People with their medals.
So the
Um,
next slide I have is physical mental benefits.
yep. So I found this diagram that I thought was pretty fun. It says there's 71 benefits for your body, backed by science, and in terms of physical benefits of running. And if you actually read those that tiny font, is pretty entertaining to see what they've come up with. I think the with it says within 30 minutes of running, your mood is elevated, you are pumped up and ready to go, and all your body systems are fine tuned, and you are mentally relaxed. I think everyone's probably heard of the runner's high, and it really is a thing that's hard to achieve with other exercises. So just by completing a run, there is an elevated sense of mood and accomplishment. So, um, lots of physical benefits. Will you click to the next slide, please?
The next slide I have is
Okay, yep.
social emotional. Mhm.
Yep. I think the social emotional piece, I found an article called Running as Radical Self Care, which we're all familiar with that phrase, self care. And oftentimes, physical activity is left off the list, but it's always the thing that comes to my mind just because it is something that really, running has really helped me through a lot, just in terms of, stress or even just challenges in life. And it's pretty simple to just get out there, put your sneakers on, and hit the road. So, um, among all of the self care options, I think running is should be near the top of the list. Running or even walking. When I say running, a lot of the benefits for running are similar to those of just getting out there and walking. And then you can see, I put a picture on this slide of our race, and you can see in year one, there's some people, that is our driveway, for our turkey trot. And everybody in this picture knew each other. We knew everyone. And and so that there's just a sweet social aspect. I started running when I was in high school, kind of accidentally, because um, as an athlete, I had been in gymnastics for years and years before high school. And then when I got to high school, it was just a one season sport. And so after, when the fall came around for cross country season, some friends asked me to do cross country because it was fun. There were 60 girls at my high school running, and we had pasta parties every Friday night before our Saturday morning races. And so it was very much um, a social activity and draw for me to be a part of that team. And I think a lot of people find, just when you're out there running, there's not, you just can, when you can get to the point where you can talk to somebody and have just some really meaningful conversations just out running. So there, a lot of neat friendships have been formed out on the road, just running. And then we can hop to the next slide. And then I made a list of how to get to the starting line. And I thought, first of all, like, I think it's important to understand your motivation for doing a race. So why would you go to the starting line? And I think, why would you, sign up for a race? And I think for me, that would be oftentimes, I think ongoing is I'll sign up with friends, or so that social aspect. I like to sign up for fun races. So, it's nice to sign up and then have something to be training for, to motivate being active and exercising. You've got something to aim for. So kind of just considering why you would run a race, and then and sometimes it's the cause too. A lot of races have great causes. Number two is to pick a race and actually sign up for it. It can be like you might forget to actually sign up. So it's good to, once you pick a race, to sign up, because the prices go up typically as the race gets closer or shirt sizes run out. So pick a race and sign up, and then find a friend or find a running club. Number three. So running clubs, there's not a whole lot of running clubs currently, but I think there's more coming to Hamilton. We currently have the Hamilton Run Club, which is a great group. They have a variety of levels of runners. I've run with them several times. And then there's also other clubs through running stores, like Queen City Running has running clubs, and they usually diversify based on people's what they're training, like what race they're training for, or their capacity for, like their speed, or how many miles they're trying to get in. And then number 4 is determine a plan. And so I'll share some details about that. We do have a story here of why Melissa, this is Melissa, why she started running, and this is specific to our race. So I'll skip through that if you want to go back and read it. And then my next slide is it's never too early or too late to get started. Something that's been fun to see, just like I said, not to plug our race, but it's in my experience to see little kids, and in other races as well. If you see this picture from 2024, our 2024 event with the kids, picture those kids in 10 years, they'll be running the 5K, which is so fun to just the families that come out and run together. And many races have kids fun runs. And it's just a great way to get kids going. And these kids, a lot of times individually, are excited for the race and remember it. I just, from my experience with my nieces and nephews, they would train for this. And it's literally like a 25-meter dash. It's not a big, long run, but it is a way for kids to get active and get excited. You can see one little guy back in the background, kind of holding back a little girl. He's going for it. And of course, Rosie Red there gets all the kids excited. And so, and then we also have people who gotten started running later in life, 60s and 70s. So just, I know it can seem maybe more intimidating to get out there, maybe if you haven't started at a younger age or whatever. I think we can come up with a million excuses, but just getting out and running doesn't take too much. Especially, like I said, with that social piece, if you can find a friend. And then if you hit the next slide, we've got a few training plans. You can find training plans that are free, and then you can find training plans that cost a little bit. The first 3 that I linked there are Couch to 5K, RRCA 10, so that's training for a 10K, and then Hal Higdon 5K training. Hal Higdon was a very successful marathon runner, and he's come up with a lot of training plans. I've used his training plans to train for marathon and half marathon distances. An app you can get called Runna, and you can kind of give some details that will help you personalize your training, actually. So, and then we have our own training plan that, like I mentioned, Doreen earlier, she created a training plan. It starts in September so it can be used for our turkey trot or any turkey trot. There's turkey trots in a lot of communities. And then there's a quote, and I was going to share this, but I'm not on my computer right now, so I'm going to just read the quote to you. It says, although no one can go back and oh wait, that's not it. Sorry. She's got a couple of good quotes on there. It says, if you run, you are a runner. It doesn't matter how fast or how far. It doesn't matter if today is your first day or if you've been running for 20 years. There's no test to pass, no license to earn, no membership card to get. You can just run. And that's by Joe Bingham. And I really like that. It is an accessible sport. There's not a lot that is required to just get out there and get started. So we'll have that turkey trot training plan linked on our website in the within the next few days. And we've got sorry, I'm going to go back to that last slide. Okay. Oh yeah, so our training plan, it doesn't start until September, so it's just a few months to train for a 5K distance. So that's kind of nice. If you're training for something longer, you need more time, obviously. So yeah, those are some of the things that I had to share today. I think there's lots of things that we could talk about. Are there any questions?
Katie, I actually came in with a lot of questions because I was so excited to hear you speak. I know that you had said that you have just recently undergone brain tumor surgery.
Yep.
So my question and I just have to affirm, Katie, I thought you did such a fantastic presentation, and your grit and perseverance for moving forward is very inspiring. So my first question is, how are you preparing personally to get to the starting line?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, I think currently being on a walker, my next goal is to be walking without a walker. So, one of the cool things that when I spent 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks in the acute rehab unit at Jewish Hospital, they kept telling me you are in good shape, so that helps you have a better trajectory to get better. So they were very hopeful that I would reach that goal. So that's just an encouraging thing to help me keep going. And they also told me the more that you walk, you'll be able to walk without the walker again. So I spend a lot of time just walking up and down the sidewalks in my neighborhood currently with my walker and my husband right alongside me so I don't fall.
Yeah.
So I would be a walker in this year's race. And we do have a lot of walkers. And like I said, the health benefits are similar to running and walking. There's some differences when you're running that kind of help physically, maybe a little bit more than walking, but walking is a great start. So
Yeah.
that's currently what I'm working on, is just walking.
And I think too, Katie, just seeing your progress to the starting line. I know that you've been posting some things online. That would be a really awesome thing to kind of keep up with.
Thanks.
My next question, if you guys have questions, please put them in the chat so we can read them. My next question is, what was the process of planning and undertaking such a big event that has grown immensely over the past few years, and what did you learn?
Sure, thanks. I would say it didn't start big, so I think we kind of were pretty started pretty simply just by coming up with a course in my neighborhood, and which is Highland Park in Hamilton. And we started with that in our driveway. We had some friends show up a little early, so they drew out a chalk start and finish line for us. So it was very simple to start, and then as it grew to 360 the next year. So I had a couple friends helping out with some of the details. We moved over from my driveway to Wilson Middle School and kind of ran a similar route. But I think the preparation for me was just coming up with a race course and praying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was not I'm not an event planner or a race director by training. So a lot of it was just kind of figuring things out as we went. But having great people around me would be the biggest um, benefit to, and the biggest help to putting on an event that has grown to be as big as it has.
Yeah. I don't want to take up all the time. Does anyone have any other questions? I do have a few follow-ups. No, I'm not seeing anything right now. Tiffany, is there anything in the chat?
Nope, not right now.
Okay. So Katie,
Oh,
if
I
you
just
could
saw
Oh,
something in the chat.
sorry,
I
yeah,
did
it
too.
just popped up. Yeah.
What do I
What do you
think brought growth to the race each year? I think we our aim was to make it a fun event, and I think word of mouth brought growth. I think too that hasn't been anything like this in Hamilton, and so we also are pretty competitive in terms of we try and keep the cost low and provide nice shirts. You'll go to races that give shirts away, but they're not shirts you would ever wear again. And so we that's one thing I wanted to make sure we kept the nice poly blend soft shirts. And we do give away medals, and there's a lot of turkey trots that don't do that. Also, we have we've the benefit. We're a nonprofit race. There's two types of races, obviously, for profit and nonprofit. So our race benefits this year for the first time two different groups in the community: teen moms, a ministry for teen moms called Young Lives, as well as another ministry for adolescents with special needs called Capernaum Young Life. And so I think engaging people that care about the community through like all proceeds, everything above and beyond what it costs to put on the event goes towards something that people can care about and appreciate. They're not just showing up to run their own race. They're the dollars that they spend towards registration actually contribute to something greater in the community. I think is meaningful. So we always honor in the past 10 years it's just been for our teen moms. We always spend time on race morning just celebrating them and their littles, and just the day in and day out challenges that they might face. And then this year we're excited to involve our adolescents with special needs even in the countdown to starting the race. Uh, and several of the teen moms have participated, and so we're hoping that our individuals with special needs will also hop in and participate in the event. So yeah, I think trying to maintain fun, an element of fun, and I think there's novelty to it. Like I said, being new to Hamilton, a new concept, and then having and maintaining quality while keeping the price low. Like I said, there's other races that people can do in Blue Ash or Cincinnati that might charge more and offer less in terms of the swag. But we have people coming from Cincinnati and Blue Ash areas. So they're coming from all over to do our race and have mentioned that they enjoy being at our event. So that's an honor, to
We did
know.
we did get a question from Dan Bates, but Dan, we've already asked that question of her journey of going through rehab and getting to the finish line. So we can kind of recap that in watching the video. I do have another question though, Katie. So if people wanted to get connected with the Turkey Trot and they wanted to become a runner, or they wanted to help sponsor or just participate, what are some ways that people can get involved?
Sure. I didn't put it on this slide, but our race website is HamiltonTurkeyTrot.com. Pretty easy.
Mhm.
So you can go to the website. There's more information about sponsorship, and and then right on that homepage, you can click on a button to register. We have added a feature where if you sign up, you get a unique link, and then you can send that unique link to friends. So it costs $30, $35 to sign up, but then you can get $20 back if you have five friends that use your link. So, and we also have some team things that we do. So we honor the largest team and the fastest team, as well as the best dressed team. So we do encourage dressing up like a turkey or Alexander Hamilton, whatever you feel. uh, it's just a fun way to start Thanksgiving Day. And a lot of times people come out with family and friends. Like I said, you get to choose your family for this part of Thanksgiving, basically. But some people do they'll bring the generations, the young kids will run the kids run, and then all the way up to grandpa and grandma are running in the 5K. So, and it's fun to see and hear those stories. And a lot of people this is their first time participating in an event like this. So that's been really cool. Like I said, I mean, we still have half of the people that run in our race that are from Hamilton, and half of the people that are from outside of Hamilton get to come in and see Hamilton. And I tried to design a route through Hamilton that really highlights the revitalization of Hamilton. And it's a great city. We've got the river, we've got, German Village. We run through German Village just a little bit. And then last year we added a 10K distance, and that goes right in front of Spooky Nook and even goes back to a new portion of the bike path. So they get to kind of go through even a wooded area in the 10K. And I think it's just people have heard Spooky Nook, but not everybody has come out and seen it. But they get a little peek of that uh, great spot that we have. And then I have another question. Do you have to work with local police and close down streets? And the answer is yes. So that's part of, we do, at this point, we start planning for the next year in January. And that's usually a conversation we begin in about February or March, talking to the police about closing roads. And we try to do it in such a way that it disturbs the fewest people, and we notify people on the course who would be impacted, residences, and obviously Markham Apartments. We start and finish right there at the Markham Park. So, good question. The police are really good at thinking through how to make it the most safe for our runners, and also they do have in mind keeping people from being too disrupted in their plans for getting in and out of the city for Thanksgiving. So we're always thinking people can always still get in and out of the city with whatever roads we close. So it's fun to work with the city. They've been really great. Just trying to navigate what my ideal course is with what keeps people safe. We go back and forth a little bit. And so that's why we start early. And then we give it some time to think about, and also thinking about what businesses are impacted. So that's an important priority as well. We try and collaborate with businesses along the race route just to make sure that it can be a beneficial thing for businesses, but it's important that we have those conversations so we maintain good relationships instead of it could get really frustrating if we didn't talk to some people who might be impacted. But for, like I said, potentially, you've got 1,500 people running past your business that don't often come to Hamilton, and now can appreciate everything that they're seeing just as they're running by. Um, so, but it requires a lot of effort and kind of thinking things through. So that was a long answer. Yes, we do have to collaborate with the police. Thanks for asking.
We'd be in the living room, right up near the front door, near the vans.
Sorry, was there another question?
Katie, I just had a silly question. So I have a lot of friends that do the races at Disney. I guess they have races. Have you ever done a race at Disney World?
I have not. They do look fun. There's several runs at Disney, and where they close down the parks in the evening and you get to see the sights. That does sound like fun. So nope,
No.
not
Okay.
anybody else?
I think those are the only questions that we have. But Katie, do you mind if we share your presentation with the group today?
No, I don't mind at all. I have a couple slides we didn't get to yet. I was just sharing a little bit about the dynamics of our participants. The registration platform that we use gives us some data about where people are coming from, and even we asked the question about when people sign up, which of the 17 neighborhoods people are might be coming from, if they are coming from Hamilton. So last year we covered all 17 neighborhoods. We didn't really do anything intentional to do that. It just was kind of how it worked out. And this year we hit 16 of the 17 neighborhoods within Hamilton coming out to our event. I think that is a goal for us. We want everyone to feel welcome to come out and participate. So this year we will be doing a little bit more strategic marketing to make sure, you know, people in all the neighborhoods know about our event. And then we have a virtual option too, so that works out well for people who still appreciate the mission of our race. And so the virtual option actually benefits our teen moms across the globe. We have Young Lives in all around the world. So we have participants in our turkey trot actually from 7 different countries and then 28 different states, which is fun. It just so happens that people come into town for Thanksgiving and they sign up, you know, their address is, they're out of town, they're coming in from out of town. So
Awesome.
Jason, can you put up the slides again? Just those
Yeah.
last 4 or 5. They went really quick and there was a lot of detail on them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm gonna I can put that now. I can post it now, or I can send it in the email so everyone can have
Yeah,
time.
you could, if you want to move on, you can just send an email.
I think I might send that. Well, Katie, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time today. Again, everyone, as I send this slide to you, you'll have all of the stats about the Turkey Trot and also the links that Katie's included on how you can also get prepped and ready for your next 5K or race. Katie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I could see a glimpse of your educator, your teaching and a little bit of the presentation. So it was a pleasure getting to hear you speak. Everyone, thank you for taking time today to join us for Coffee and Conversation.
cheers.
Cheers. And keep in mind, everybody, if you want to keep in touch with the Chamber and all of our events, we do have a new AI calendar at hamilton-ohio.com, so you can stay involved with anything the Chamber is doing, any community events. Katie, your Turkey Trot should be on there as well if you've posted it online. Coming up next, we have our Hamilpalooza, which is a really, really big event for Hamilton. Was that August 8th? Tiffany, Laura, fact check me.
Sorry, I was reading on the Facebook Live. What
August
did you ask?
23rd is Hamilpalooza.
August 23rd.
Yeah.
August 23rd. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Sure, you did a great job.